We're gonna try this. This one I think worked yesterday. Always something, I tell you. What's going on, friends? Still? Yeah? Yeah? No? Yeah? Yay? Nay? No? That looks good. There you are. Thank you. Okay. I was about to check some other stuff, but can't be playing with things too fast. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for being here. I think we're ready. It only took like 3 minutes or so, 4 minutes, but good morning, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We are here. All right. We can hear the music. That's nice. Let's turn it down a little bit. How am I sounding? Clear? Good? All right. We made it. 17th hour. I got this. 17th hour of Open Your Hearts and Wallets for Blood Cancer, friends, colleagues, co-workers, everyone that is out there. We all know someone and we can help someone today. I'm so excited. This is so nice. This is very nice change of pace for me. Super excited. I got some daylight come through the windows. I'm sitting in some natural light. Really appreciate that. Really going to go ahead and kick it off. Now we got music. I'm here. We're going to start our donations for my hour. I'm so excited. We want everyone to share this. Share the stream wherever you're checking in from. Twitch. Thank you, Twitch. LinkedIn. Facebook, Meta, YouTube, wherever you're at. Please share. If you cannot donate today, we ask you to share. We're here for leukemia, lymphoma, blood cancers, myeloma, and Hodgkin's. So I hope I said that right, but we're gonna learn a lot more. I've got 2 hours. I've got some guests coming up. We got some entertainment coming up. I got an awesome storyteller guest that we're gonna talk about storytelling and how we can tell our stories, especially in these times. So it's so important. And then we have a wonderful guest later today, Susanna. She's gonna talk about her journey as a mother, her experiences with her young son, same age as mine. 6 years old, that has been through leukemia. So as a mother, I want to hear her story. I want to share her story, and I want to have her as a guest. So this is going to be great. Please, if you're just tuning in, I'm DJ. Thank you for being here. We are trying to raise money for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We are here for Man and Woman of the Year for our candidate, Tim. I'm so excited, Tim. Let me see if I can get your little chat button here. Let's see. Open your hearts, right? We're opening our hearts for Tim and leukemia and lymphoma and other blood cancers out there, people that are dealing with it, managing it, really suffering from it, and those that are surviving from it and cancer-free like Tim. So we want to celebrate, we want to support in any way we can. So please, if you're checking in, share this stream. We want to create awareness, we want to create advocacy, we want to create support. And oh my God, who is this? Wait a second. How do we do this? Oh, this is how we do this. Hi, Tim.
Hey, PJ. Are you working now?
Candidate Man of the Year. Yeah. Do I sound good? Yeah.
You sound good. You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Good
Thank you for letting me host part of this.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And yeah. Yes.
All right.
We
Great.
got this.
We got this. This is going to be fun. We've got Darren Gibb. He's going to be our storyteller guest. He's going to be checking in at 10:30 Eastern time.
That's only 20 minutes away. I'm so excited. And he has so much energy.
Oh, thank you. Well, we want to raise money. We want to share our enthusiasm and our spirits and really help others connect with this and not shy away. It's often easy to kind of keep scrolling on, and we often say if you don't like it, scroll on, but we want you to stop scrolling and share.
Yes,
or
stay
donate.
Where you are. Don't go anywhere.
Stay here. Don't leave us. Please. I know so many of us have been touched by cancer. You are just an impactful person on my life. If it wasn't for you mentoring me way months ago, like a year, then I wouldn't be here where I am, where I could do this with you and share this moment and these important missions and purposes that we're here for. So for you to celebrate you and being cancer free.
Oh my gosh. Well, I just appreciate you so much being part of this incredible team. So many people from all over the freaking world coming together with the hugest hearts to make an impact. coming together. So thank you, DJ, and everyone who is showing up in some way for this incredible event.
Yes, so we want to remind Tim is responsible for this. We are supporting him so we can go to his site, we can mail checks to his house and his house only. And he's on that receiving end to really represent your area, New Jersey, the New Jersey area.
Pennsylvania. Yes,
Pennsylvania.
Northeast Pennsylvania.
Northeast Pennsylvania. I'm not from the Northeast.
Specifically Northeast Pennsylvania. Yes.
Okay. So I'm in Florida. So hey, sorry.
Shout out to Florida.
But we support you over there in the Northeast. So, and you always share just amazing nature and beauty. And I know that that's just a wonderful healing component that really means a lot to you. And, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. So we're raising awareness for Leukemia Lymphoma Society and all other blood cancers. We want to support others, survivors, others experiencing it, really out in the hospitals, dealing with all the forms of treatment that is just so hard on our bodies, hard on our families. And the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society really provides support. So much support to those families, those children, those moms, those dads, those parents, just all the individuals that really, and for me, my story really is connected to my uncle. My uncle was my favorite uncle. He's really the one that encouraged me to pursue the military, go for it. And I just remember leaving, and I remember being told he was sick, and it was just like, really not a lot of information until later on, and he had passed. So we didn't get a chance to really pursue medical treatments. We didn't really get a chance. I don't think, maybe there was just misinformation, and oftentimes that happens so much. So it's really about finding your resources, connecting to those societies that have really great information and resources that can point you in the right direction. So it's really, really important that, we honor and support those organizations like the Leukemia and Lymphoma that does research, so much research to help others avoid that cancer diagnosis.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, LLS does such important research. They have family support groups that I know my mom goes to. She's met such important she's made such important connections through that. I know it's been so helpful for her. And early on in my diagnosis, cancer is not cheap, especially if you don't have, good insurance. The medication and treatments are not cheap at all. So they do provide financial, funding in certain circumstances, and education. They have in-person events. When there are in-person events, they have webinars and so much education as well, which is just so helpful when, you just need answers sometimes when you're going through cancer, or your family. So
I think
LLS provides all of that.
Oh, that's great. I know that like you said, they provide support, they provide resources, and you need so much of that in those times when you're unable to work, your family's unable to work in order to support you, provide you assistance to those appointments, and just really being there for you. And it just takes a toll on each and every one that's involved. So I just think that how important we all have an opportunity right now to donate. Every dollar counts, right? Every dollar, every penny, whether it's $1, $5, $10, $50, if you can, $100, $1,000. We are trying to raise money now. Yes, we've got 10 weeks, but that does not mean we want to wait 10 weeks to receive.
That's right.
So if you can donate in these 24 hours, we really would appreciate it. If you can't, you still have till May 17th, I believe is the 18th.
Yes, May 18th. Yes. So we know some of you will be watching on the replay. So definitely until May 18th, the campaign ends May 18th. So we appreciate you, whether you're watching live or on the replay. For sure.
We're going to send out lots of bits of this 24 hours throughout the next 10 weeks. We really want to continue to raise awareness and continue. This does not stop today. This does not stop at 6 o'clock.
This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. This is just a 24-hour launch of the next 10 weeks.
Yes.
So I'm so excited to be a part of this, disability, trauma, mental health. I think all these things start to, one thing leads to another. And it's also intricate. So when I talk about these things on my show, and then we can gather around to support others, I mean, I have to be a part of it. And I want to save lives. I want to change lives. We want to help others heal, help others find peace, some sort of hope. So I just thought it was amazing what we're doing, how we pulled it together, how we're all really contributing, whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's a share. Please, if you're catching this, share right now. You don't know who around you has been through this. I did not know your story, Tim. When I met you, I didn't know. And I came to you and I'm like, I'm a disability navigator. And I love to talk about disability and trauma and really supporting people with medical issues and, you know, going back into the workforce. And I just remember, and you're like, that's great. Oh, wow. And you're just so Pete quiet. Like, Pete, you kept it all and you didn't say nothing. And I had no idea. And so I can't.
A lot of people didn't know. A lot of people didn't. Even a lot of people in my extended family didn't know. Yeah.
I know. So I can't imagine us hold on to that and how it's affected you. And how now it's now all the love, all the support you're receiving now. Brian, what's up, buddy? Welcome. I know I'm seeing the name. But yes, 1, 10, 100,000, it all makes a difference. It all matters. I give one, give two. That's right. We love it. Donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. It'll lead you right to our page. You can check out what's going on. I'm so excited to be here. Darren, I can't wait to have you in a little bit. Get our storytelling going. I can't wait to maybe how I can practice sharing my story for my uncle and really how I can go back and approach that topic with my family and ask questions, ask those hard questions so I can know more and I can support better. So that's right. We are showing up. Showing up is giving. Sharing is caring. Donating is doing. I love it.
I love it. All of them.
All the things. Gabe, I saw you. So we love you. Thank you for hanging out. Please share. Friends, this is all for passion, for love, to really show support to all these blood cancer survivors, individuals going through it, and really that need this more than me, more than you, more than us, right? For others, giving with our hearts, opening up those wallets. I love look at everybody's coming on. I love the chat. Thank you, everyone. This is just so special, and it's so important for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. That's why we're here. I know. Thank you, Gabe. You like that excitement? Thank you. I'm practicing, you know.
Yes, you're doing awesome. And Gabe was up super late. Kara was up until 2:00 in the morning with Steve Sullivan from midnight to 2 in the morning, and Gabe was up as well. And thank you all who have been up all sorts of crazy hours and
look at that, Brian.
Doing so much.
I love this. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing these stats.
I have not pulled up, but I have this amazing PDF that they sent out with the stats.
Yes.
And if my computer
this
can
is from that,
I will try. So yes, thank you for sharing. Let's see if I can star these because this is really important. So 3,500 funds of a program to educate 70 nurses on emerging treatments for specific blood cancer. So there's so many different blood cancers. They each need individual treatment, very individualized treatment. Tim's already shared how expensive it can be. Could you imagine the burden on a family of that financial stress on top of the emotional and psychological stress that they're going through?
I know my medication is over $10,000 a month without coverage. Over $10,000 for 1 month. 1 month. I have to take that the rest of my life.
Get the tissues, folks. Tissues. They're not name brand, okay?
I've got the pops. What do you have?
I have generic ones from the local generic store, and they're a little rough. I would prefer something a little softer. With those videos that I've been sharing, those stories are just so they just tug at my heartstrings. So it's really you see the impact it takes on people, on young lives, on children. I mean, everyone, and I mean, this does not have any barriers as to who can be affected by blood cancer. So we got to show our support. 100%. It's 100%. So let's see, Brian, thank you for another one. 7,500 funds a program to educate 200 doctors. 200 doctors on emerging treatments for those specific blood cancers. So really every dollar is helping those medical professionals really continue their work to find that research and continue to hopefully be one step ahead. We want to find a cure. We want to find a way to stop or to really improve treatments and just get people back to a place of cancer free as fast as possible. And avoid it if at all costs, right? We don't want anyone. So showing up is giving. Nancy, welcome.
Good morning, Nancy Barrows.
You have been added to. Yesterday, I took away some stuff that Nancy said, and it was just so powerful. I really love how she shows up and how she really talks with her heart. She just brings it from inside, and she is that's why she's one of those influential LinkedIn voices. It's just incredible what she's done.
And Nancy creating the Radiating Real movement is one of the reasons that I ended up sharing my cancer story after 15 years. So definitely a shout out to her, Steve Sullivan, and Jenny Gold inviting me on her show. So
yes.
Shout out to Nancy Barrows this morning.
We're still here. We're still supporting. We're still going to be here. We still want to be here a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later. We want to stay here.
Anywhere.
Right. And that dollar goes towards that. It can help someone just like Tim. It can still help Tim. You can still help Tim. You never know. That dollar finds its funding into a doctor, a nursing program that really helps, again, back to that. It's just amazing. So how everything's connected. Sharing is really appreciated. Oh, girl, you know it. You have been incredible, just sharing and radiating that real. I mean, I have a hard time taking those pictures and finding myself in that movement, but it's a fear of mine. But hey, Tim, I commend you for really.
You can do it. You can do it, DJ. You got this. You can do it.
You can do it. You continue to mentor me and inspire me and just kind of keep me going. This. So I appreciate Brian and Nancy, a duo, a team, incredible. They do incredible things, that positivity and just their vibing, just incredible what they do. So it's just really nice to see how the community comes together consistently. So you can come together today. Leukemia and lymphoma, beating cancer is in our blood. We want to continue to spread awareness.
It's like it right there.
Yes. We want to continue to support and advocate and bring acceptance to these issues. This is just part of our lives. The more we share, the more we talk, the more we can help, the more we can assist, the more we can continue to save lives. For me, it's, saving lives, different lives, every lives, really needs support, and especially when you're battling a blood cancer or any kind of cancer. I've been affected by cancer through friends I've lost from high school. And you think, wow, went to high school together. I think sometimes those are just you start to reminisce and have those thoughts of, the person they were and, what you thought that they would be and where they would be. And then you realize they passed away from such a devastating illness. And it's so tragic because they're so young. We're all so young. We still have so much ahead of us. And those children with leukemia and lymphoma. And I'm going to be sharing a story with Suzanne. She's going to be my guest here in the second hour. And she's a mom.
Awesome.
So we're going to hear about, from the mom perspective, having a young child, 2-3 years old, going to the hospital. And she's been through every single type of treatment. So that's part of her story is, one treatment didn't work, trying another treatment, and so as a mom, how you have to support your child and be that person for your child, because your child looks and waits for you and really seeks comfort in you. So it's just amazing how we can be here to support families like that, support families like yours. Tim, candidate for Man of the Year. I'm so excited. We've got 10 weeks, but we want to get our funds donated as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So where is that donation? Let's get our little donation. I don't have, Reshreem, we
Yes,
need a ticker. We need a ticker. Coming
you
up, the mom
do.
perspective. I love it. Yes.
Yes.
This community exemplifies the power of showing up. Tell me about it. And sometimes I feel like I have a sense of guilt where I can't be at everybody's show all the time because we want to
I totally
support.
feel you there. And we
Yes,
can't
yes,
be at
yes.
everybody's show all the time, and that's okay. Because
Yes.
people know our hearts, right? People who know us know our hearts, and they know we can't be everywhere all the time because that's not taking care of ourselves. And if we don't take care of ourselves, then we can't be there for other people ever, right? Because
That's
we'll just be
right.
burnt out. So,
Yes.
and that's okay.
I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Learn that. So, it's important. And you don't want to do this alone. Nobody can do this alone. We shouldn't
No.
have to do this alone. I think that's something that's a very common thread in so many perspectives.
Yeah. There you go.
Right?
Perspectives. Yes.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
Woo! Yes. But
Yes.
it's wonderful. Thank you, chat, again, everyone that's here. I love
Yes,
Restream.
everyone.
Thank you for powering this session of this 24-hour 17th 18th hour. I'll take that. I love that number. I don't even know where we're at, but it doesn't matter in the donations. It's just take a moment to follow that link. Again, $1, $5, every dollar counts, and we're working so hard to support other families, get some assistance that they deserve and that they need so they can continue to move forward with their lives. It's just, it's really all about doing what you can. And if you can't donate, that's okay. Share anytime you see any one of us out here. And, I think that really moving forward in these next 10 weeks while we continue to work on this goal, it doesn't matter if we reach that one quote unquote financial goal, but really we've got 10 weeks to continue to come together for this. And it's exciting. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. $5, $100, $1,000. It's going to get us closer, and it's going to continue to improve the lives and dignity. Something that I love to talk about is the dignity of others and really respecting others and giving them an opportunity. So this gives someone else an opportunity. Look at that. Donate here. I love it. Let's pull up Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Deborah. Thank you. We love it. Yes. Donate now. Donate here. Donations.perspectivesoncancer.com.
Love it.
That's it right there. 10 weeks, right? That's it. Save that link.
Weeks.
Put it in your phone. Put it as your favorites. Yes. Bookmark it. I don't care. When you're ready to donate, you go and you donate right there.
Yes, definitely donate. Definitely donate.
Donate $10 every paid opportunity you can. And it adds up, right? So
it does. It does.
Yes.
And even just subtracting, even not thinking about the money for a minute, right? But then think about it for a minute.
Yeah.
Right? Just think about the stories that we're hearing during these 24 hours, just the awareness, 24 hours of cancer awareness. So I just want to take a minute to just thank everyone. Thank DJ, thank Nancy, thank Darren, thank Brian Schulman, thank Gabe, thank everyone who's involved in this event. Like 24 hours awareness of cancer. How often does that happen? Right? So just thank you, everyone. The team, the live streamers, all the people that are donating, my family for putting up with my shenanigans, the amount of time it takes to coordinate something like this. Oh my God, as Nancy Barrows would say, right? Yes.
Yes.
Just thank you, everyone.
Yes. We love it. Thank you, Nancy, again, for just showing up, radiating real. I mean, yes, 10 weeks every week, $10 a week is $100.
Nancy, are you mathing?
Thank you for that math. I appreciate it.
10 times 10 is 100. I guess that's right.
I mean, really, it does add up, and it does make such an impact. It really does help individuals like Tim. It helps individuals like Suzanne, that's going to be coming up. Suzanne is sharing her story about her son Levi. Let me just wait. Let me put up our cue card. Tim, we're going to cover up, but I wanted to share this card because this is what we're doing. This is where we're here. Susanna and Levi are going to be coming up. I can't wait for Darren to show up. We're going to be some storytelling. He's across the pond, and it's going to be fun. Gosh. Yeah. A little guitar, learn just something light, right?
Light is good.
It's important to realize that around these heavy times, these difficult times, we have to stay light. We want to encourage laughter. We want to encourage smiles. We want to encourage compassion and kindness. I mean, Russ Johns talked about kindness and kindness being cool. And, I really love that message. I resonate with that message. So, kindness and sharing and donating and supporting and checking in on folks. Someone's going through something like this, like trying to beat a blood cancer and really overcome it and get that message that you got in December, Tim, of being cancer free. I mean, that's what you wait for, is to hear that and just what that means to you and your family, So that's what these dollars does. That's what the dollars do.
That's right.
I love it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
It's just exciting. I appreciate it. Just having that time to be here, just having you to come on and share and sit with me. And oh goodness, exit.
Oh, wrong way.
Wait, wrong way. This way, that way. Wait. I don't want to freeze.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to figure out which way to look, because depending on the platform, you have to look a different way.
Oh, I don't know, but it's all good. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to keep the chat up because sometimes we can't pull comments, and really this is a little different kind of stream.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait. Okay. So, love it. Yeah. Tim, thank you. I don't know. We're going to keep waiting, hanging out. Candidate for Man of the Year. I didn't even pull up your the thing here for the title, but that's okay.
That's okay. You do
great. So we'll see if my page becomes responsive, folks, because I'm streaming with an unresponsive page. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I love it. I know if Darren's here and he loses me, he's gonna keep going and taking it away. I'm hoping that he.
Okay. Do you want me to leave it to you two? Is that cool?
Yeah. No, I get it. You're good to go.
Awesome.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, DJ. Have a wonderful rest of your show. You're the best.
Thank you. All right, Tim. Love. Candidate Man of the Year right there.
Thank you.
So excited.
Take it away.
Thank you.
Bye.
Taking it away. Tim's going to disappear for a minute, and that's going to be fantastic. And I'm scared to hit refresh because I don't want to lose my stream. So we got to love it. We're going to keep going. I know that we'll be okay. Let's see. We're okay. I can't see anything, friends. So if my page becomes responsive, this will be great. It's a little bit nerve-wracking when you're sitting here and you're really just trying to continue to push this stream for Open Your Hearts and Wallets for blood cancer. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Let's see if Tim is gone. Let me see if I can see the chat. It's 30 minutes. My stream is not doing so well right now, but that's okay. Let's see. I know we're sharing stories, and if my computer would work, we would be fine right now, and this stream would not be a problem. But please, again, if you can, donate and continue to consider being part of this for the next 10 weeks in some way, some capacity. All right, let's try a couple things here. Oh, no. I don't know what's going on, friends. Gotta love it when you're having technical issues and you're trying to do something good and you're just hoping that everything goes well. All right. Oh my gosh. Stefan. All right. I'm going to keep waiting on this page, friends. I don't know what to do. I do not want to lose my stream. I got music and yeah, let's refresh. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know what to do. Mayday? Mayday? Stream Mayday. Let's see. All right. This is no bueno. Let's see. What's going on, friends? End stream. I don't want to end stream. Ah! Oh my gosh. All right. I made it back. Holy crap. Darren. What's up, buddy? I made it back.
You are back. You are back in black. How are you? You all right, DJ?
It's been a mess. My computer is just not wanting to perform at the moment, and that's okay. Friends, I apologize.
You're fine.
Talking into the air. I don't want to lose our wonderful audience that's been here. There we go. Rebecca. Oh my God. What's up, girl? Thank you. Darren, I appreciate
you. Talking to me for a minute, DJ. I was really confused for a minute. I was going to go, not much girlfriend, but that's good. Yeah, no worries.
Oh, no, we're here. Listen, thank you for saving my stream. Thank you for taking care of business. It's good to share this time with you. I know you're over across the pond, and we are here for leukemia and lymphoma. And, it's great to have you as a guest because you're a fantastic storyteller. And I think...
Thank you very much, DJ.
Yes, I hear wonderful things about your storytelling. And I saw a little guitar, a little tune back there. So it's going to be fun what we're going to do. But Carl, yeah. So we've got Carl here and Rebecca's here already. And I love it. And thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me and us. Alex, thank you so much. It doesn't matter what technical issues, you just got to keep going, right? Like we know we have a purpose. We know we have a mission. We know why we're here. Let me flip us. Boop. And
we're all here. Listen, we're on the right wavelength. I was literally thinking that shift that one like that. You read it. So listen, everything's going, DJ. We're good.
I got
Tell you another fun fact. My mum, when I was a wee boy, used to call me DJ because my middle name's James. So everything's just happening. And I like DJs. So it really feels like things are happening here, DJ. Thank goodness for that.
Those are my initials too.
There we go. Done. Carl's asking, is the photo Edinburgh? Yes, it's Edinburgh, Carl. My home city. It's beautiful Edinburgh at dusk. So there we go. How you doing, DJ? How are things going? All good now?
Good. Yeah, you're going to be my wing person here for a little bit.
Sounds good to me.
If something happens to me, you're going to keep going. We're going to get it through this. We got like 30 minutes together. I feel like I've already cut a little bit into our time from technical issues, but that's okay. That's just the way it goes. We just keep going. So let's learn about storytelling and really how we can use storytelling to tell our stories better.
How
You
we
know,
can use storytelling to tell our stories better. I like
yeah.
it, DJ.
Well, you know,
Nice.
we're here for leukemia and lymphoma, and
Yeah.
as a streamer, you know, to raise awareness for beating cancer, blood cancers, and you know, you find that it's hard for people to talk about these things. So we have to find ways that we're more comfortable having these conversations. And I think, you know, I can't speak for Tim, but, you know, he shared how hard it was for him and how it, you know, he really needed, he needed support and be able to tell his story. So I don't know. I'd like to talk about storytelling and how we can help others tell their stories, or maybe how we can respond to others when they're sharing their stories, and how we can be more respectful and kind and compassionate, and those things I talked about, because, you know, these are just some of the darkest times that, you know, for someone when they're going through this. And any breath of fresh air or light can really be so meaningful and impactful. And a lot of it is the way we respond and the way that we accept it, right? I mean, it's either like when we hear someone's story, either we're going to kind of reject it or we're going to accept it. And here we want to accept. Here we're here to bring awareness and really bring action, take action. That was something that was said recently, is how we can take action to really push the needle forward to help with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society here today, specifically in beating cancer and blood cancers, because that's the mission, that's the purpose. We want to encourage donations today for these stories, these individuals that have these powerful stories. I mean, this is not just a story where it could be a superficial story, but a very deep, tender, emotional story. So, I mean, how can we, I don't know, how can we open our hearts a little more to these stories?
I think there's two separate things here, my friend. I think there's a mindset and mentality and the storytelling. I deal with the storytelling, not so much the mindset and mentality. I think it's down to us as a human beings to actually be a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more understanding. I think in the echo chambers in which we all exist and operate in, within the realms of social media and society, we tend to listen to the sound of our own voices more than actually listening to what has to be said. So I think it's a little bit of a combination of the both, right? I think where storytelling really comes in the middle, though, is it forces people to listen. A well-crafted story forces people to listen. Listen, DJ, we've been telling stories since day zero, okay? It is a thing that we have so in common. Oh, hold on. Is that a huge donation I've just seen?
Huge donation. Thank you.
Huge donation. Well, thank you.
Let's get a good donation. Let's get a good donation. Okay, power storytelling.
All right, like it. So yeah, so we've been doing it for like 50, 60,000 years, right? We keep on learning more about the evolution of the human species. We believe for so long our Neanderthal cousins were knuckle-dragging meatheads. And it turns out, no. They were using cave art. They were communicating. So they were certainly storytelling. As one of my good friends, Martin Barnes, here on LinkedIn says, cave paintings were human civilization's first PowerPoint. And I couldn't agree more. We tell stories. Stories are intrinsic to us. And I think that this is what a story cuts through. Storytelling cuts through fast. Because listen, let's be brutally honest, right? Carl, you're very kind. Thank you, my friend. Let's be very honest here, right? We can give people statistics and numbers, DJ, but no one remembers them. We've got the recent 2 years and why do conspiracy theories prevail over facts and rational thought and data? Because of stories. Because stories are what captivate. Stories which have these concrete image. Sorry, I've just been announced. The announcements just got me there.
It's getting juicy.
Tim's
donate now.
And he's teasing us with it because he's the greatest of all time. Oh no, genuine, outstanding, astounding teaser.
Ooh,
I'm not sure if LinkedIn is a place for that, Timothy. I hope it is, but who knows? Let's hope it is. So storytelling. Sorry, I'm getting so distracted by this chat.
It's fine. This is great. That's why it's there. We love it.
That's it.
We want to include everyone in this. This is not just me, and this is not just you. These are stories of others. Leukemia, lymphoma. Listen, chat. If you have a connection to cancer, please put it in the chat. and share this. Share this right now. Welcome, Christine. Welcome, Carl, Rebecca, Bill. I see you. We see you. We're here. Please share. If you can't donate, we ask you that you share. It might catch the eye of someone that can share and donate. $1, $5, $10, $100, even $1,000. Every dollar counts, and it really pushes. Like Brian was here earlier, and he mentioned how $3,500 really funds to educate 70 nurses on emerging treatments for specific blood cancers. So really, $3,500 for 70 nurses is incredible. There was another stat about doctors too. I'm going to pull that one up. But these stories, Darren, are so powerful because there's so many people that have them, that share them, and we need to honor them. So power storytelling,
Absolutely. We've got Alexandria sharing stories as well. I mean, stories, yeah, it's what connects us, right? Facts and statistics, nobody remembers. As I say, COVID numbers, nobody remembers. It's stories, it's individual things that affected and hear them. And I think it's about creating a safe space whereby we can tell our stories. And this is an example, and Alexandria's just used a great example of that. So the environment obviously has to be right, but we have to be able to create a safe space in which by we are sharing our stories, right? But the power just connects, it's a very harsh thing to say, but we can give numbers about the amount of blood cancers and it's not going to raise money, or we tell stories and it does, because it connects on that human emotional level. And quite simply, when it comes, as Alexandria has hit the nail on the head, you remember the faces, the families, their story, and she's absolutely right, you do. And this is it. I mean, every story naturally should have a complication. If there's no complication, it's not a story, it's an anecdote. And anecdotes are never really very sticky. We don't remember them. So it's overcoming this complication. And, it can be a complication where tragically we lost somebody, or a complication whereby amazingly they were able to be saved, they were able to heal. And it's those stories, it's really kind of communicating what's at risk, and what I like to call that genuine Goldilocks emotion, not too much, not too little, just right amount, right? Storytelling should never be a counseling session in so much as we share our scars, not our scabs. I think that's really important as well when it comes to listening to story. We can encourage people, but if they don't feel ready to, if it's a scab that they're bearing that is still possible of bleeding and hurting, we don't want to push that. So it's only when we're ready and feel comfortable in ourselves with our own stories and we have the scars, that we should be able to really go forward and tell that story. But stories just connect. It's as simple as that. Stories connect those human beings, and it prepares people. If the moment you start saying, DJ, well, 10 years ago, a friend of mine, you've primed me for a story. Our brains are hardwired to it, right? So we've got our setting, our time and place. The moment we hear these markers, it's got to be a story. And I think that with storytelling comes great responsibility. So we're never lying. We're never making stories fit a narrative or a belief. That's the dangers of storytelling. It's how dictatorships win hearts and minds in the wrong way, right? So it's being honest, but only being able to storytell when we feel comfortable in doing so. And if we do, and we're able to share our scars, not our scabs, then that's the right time to. But just being relatable, being honest, showing that vulnerability.
I love that. Yes, Carl, you got it. Carl, like, exactly. That was it. Share your scars, not your scabs. How people, when they're ready. It's so true. Tim, when he was ready, and he shared his story. And we want to respect that. So we want to respect the privacy of those, but we want to also honor the stories of those that are ready to share, that are sharing their stories. So yeah. Ooh, this is good. This is great. Yes. Christine, thank you. Oh, so sorry, Alex. And thank you for caring, helping, and healing for so many. Alex is a nurse. She shared her story about how she works with the patients, and she's worked with so many with blood cancers. So I know she definitely has lots of stories that she can relate to as one of those professionals, and really understanding, it's watching individuals in the moment, living it, and what they need. She would understand as being that person right there, bedside. through the treatments, the various treatments. And we're going to talk about that with my next guest. I'm so excited. She's going to be a mom of a beautiful 6-year-old little boy that had leukemia, and he's doing great now. So we can't wait to meet her. And it's her story, right? It's stories like those real stories, those genuine stories. It could be anybody. So it could be and I think one of the most important thing is it's a story that may be still in silence, right? It's still a private story, and we don't know that story yet. But one day it will be a story for them to share when they're ready. So we need to honor those quiet stories as well, and remember that there's so many, and that's why we're here. We are here to support those quiet stories as well that are still running to the doctors today to get their chemo or their radiation or whatever treatment is on their schedule. As we're sitting here just talking about it, they're receiving the treatment, and their families, and all, those that are in their thoughts, right? Because when a loved one goes to the doctor and has a doctor's appointment and is going to battling that, it's in your mind. So if whoever's in your heart and whoever's in your mind, please share your stories. We want to bring awareness that this is not just a Tim story, or just maybe a one person Susanna story, or a my story, or an Alex story, but it's all of us stories. And we're really here raising money for Leukemia Lymphoma Society to really help beat cancers of the blood. But you just understand how much more other cancers there are that we can at least relate to when it comes to those stories of the experiences, and how it affects our families, and it affects our loved ones, and it affects our abilities to live and to provide. And it's important. All right, my friend. Love those stories.
I think they're important. I think it's also I think when it comes to kind of dealing with things as well, and dealing with them ourselves. And I think back to my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Thankfully was able to diagnose it early by pure chance. He was able to diagnose it. He got offered a free health check through the post. He never would usually do anything like that. It's a junk mail, but he thought, oh, why not? And it turned out that, yeah, he had the early stages of cancer. So thankfully he was able to deal with it and to go through the treatment and so on. But I think it's down to the stories we tell ourselves as well. Is that trying to maintain positivity, trying to maintain belief that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that can be incredibly dangerous. And conversely, if we tell ourselves there is no light at the end of the tunnel, I think that can be really negative in itself. And I think talking about it, I think there's still an element of, I'm not sure if it's a generational thing. I'm not sure if it's a parent-children thing, but I think my dad really played down quite how serious it was. He was very much, I'll be fine. It's not that serious. And I think it is, again, it comes down to creating that safe space to have those conversations. And as you were saying about Tim, just telling that story when you're able to, there has to be a sense of acceptance with regards to stories before we're able to share,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. And, I think when we present ourselves as someone that is compassionate and kind and is a safe person that they can confide in, you make it easier. You're making it easier for them without even knowing it. So, it's just so important to continue to understand that these stories are, everywhere. Everywhere. And right now more than ever, we need to show that compassion, show that kindness, show that understanding, and respect each other's stories as we're going through such a terrible unfortunate diagnosis of cancer when it hits a loved one, or someone near and dear to our hearts, or a friend or a coworker or a colleague, someone we've interacted with in the past. It just always takes such a emotional, oof, wow, that's and I can just start thinking of names and friends that when they share that, when they're ready to share, or they're sharing that fear, how we can support them in that story that they're sharing in that experience. So we want to continue to, again, bring awareness and encourage donations, and really encourage support to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society that does so much amazing work in their research, in their providing assistance, financial assistance, resources, educational information to those that need it most. So every dollar counts. That's why we're here. Every single dollar, every $1, $2, $10, $5, $100. So please open those hearts and open your wallets. We've got 10 weeks of this, but we're just doing this for 24 hours to really kick it off. We want to share this message and really bring it home to letting others know that we are here, also available to support them. And there are so many people that want to show their their ongoing love. Like, let's show that love. We need more love right now than ever.
That's it. And I think when people do share, again, it kind of encourages people to share that a little bit more. And again, that storytelling, just telling that story, it just allows people to really open up their hearts, minds, and wallets, not to forget as well. Because it's the stories that are real. It's the stories that stick with us. It's the stories that we remember. It's the stories that we allow ourselves to think about, well, what would I do if I was in that situation myself? How would I feel? How would I deal with that? How would I react to it? And I think it's incredibly powerful what we're able to do when we do share those stories. And I think, a 24-hour live stream is incredible. There's so many people, as Tim was saying earlier on, that have been up since so late or early, depending which way you look at it, yourself in the morning, because it's something that touches 1 in 4. I mean, that's a huge statistic. 1 in 4 of us will either have or be affected by cancer. 1 in 3, it might even be, I think it's 1 in 3, by cancer at some point in our life. It's crazy, and it's just that this sharing, this being open about it and sharing hope, I think is so important.
Oh, that hope. Yeah. It can really get you through the day, through the moment. Every moment's different. And you don't know where they are in their moment. So you just never know how much of an impact you can really make in someone's day. So it's just amazing. Thank you so much, Darren, again, hanging out. Get those little guitar strings warmed up if you want to. I don't know. How are you doing?
I can do a little song. I don't know how it's going to sound with a microphone, but I can do a little song. Why not?
No. Let me see.
A bit of music. Why not? All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me grab it, okay?
Oh, yeah. You take your time. Let's check the comment. Alex, I seen this is wonderful. I know some people have been conditioned to not talk about what they're going through because it may come across as attention seeking. Oh, that's a very valid point. 100% valid. We can talk about that. The shame, the victim, how it's just terrible. And those stigmas that are attached to that. And what would you say to someone who wants to share what they are going through, but doesn't feel like it's okay to do so? So, just being that safe person, right? Try to be that safe person. Show them signs that you're trustworthy, that you're going to respect whatever they share with you, that you're going to honor what you want them, you're going to honor that information. You're going to protect that information. So to be part of that team that is going to be in support of that person, right? So it's sad that people are conditioned. And there's so much shame and stigma to that, to medical conditions and diagnoses like cancer. So we're here to change that. And we're here to continue to, I guess, support and really share that this message is important to so many, that it's okay to talk about it. There's agencies, there's organizations out there that want to also assist and help and are absolutely available, and that you don't have to deal with this alone. I think
that's the key message, DJ, isn't it? Is that, you're not alone in that diagnosis. And I think exactly as Alexandria says, that being preconditioned to not talk about it or attention seeking doesn't benefit nor help anyone. So sharing those stories, making it less of a stigma, I think is really, really important.
Yes. All right, Darren. Share a little piece of you.
Cool. Right. So, I'm not going to give much of an introduction. It's a little song called "The Fields of Athenry." It's our traditional, I'm Scottish, but we're Celtic, traditional Irish folk song. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, matey, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I'd about they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely out in the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbour wall, she watched the last star falling, as a prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she'd lived and hoped and prayed for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely out in the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely out in the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely out in the fields of Athenry. There we go.
Wow.
Done.
That was beautiful. That was just lovely. Thank you.
Not
That was wonderful. It just takes you away just listening to the lyrics.
It's worth at least a $10 donation, if not 100. No?
Yeah.
In there.
Well, that's great. We got that recorded. So I love that. It's just such a sweet song. Really like puts you in the mindset of support and love and, you know, free. So thank you.
Freedom.
Oh,
Right. You're more than welcome, DJ. Is that us? Are we done? Or are you wanting to have you got another guest? I think you've got an exciting guest coming on,
Yeah,
no?
I have a next guest coming on, but I could not let you go until you played that little tune, my friend.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank
we
you
got
very
to
much.
talk a little bit about storytelling and how
We did as
important
well.
that is.
Well, listen, it was lovely being here, DJ. Thank you so much, my friend, for having me on your show. I really, really appreciate it. And an awesome job. Not sure why Restream has blacked out the Scottish Saltire flag. That's a little bit. Pull up Mackenzie again.
Mackenzie, see the flag.
Censorship, oppression. That's what
it's
that
over here. It's in the chat over there. Wait, it's over there in the chat. You see it, Mackenzie? You see the flag.
Thank goodness for that. Mackenzie McDuffie. You don't get a much more Scottish name than that. Nice to see you, Mackenzie. Very nice. Carol, lovely to meet you as well. Rebecca, thank you so much for your support. Alexandria, thank you for everything as well. Your wonderful stories, and keep up the good work, my friend. And I'm going to carry on watching you, DJ. Another hour you've got to go. Keep on
going. Hour. Yes,
You're
thank
amazing.
you so much, Darren.
You're more than welcome. Look after
you're a
yourself.
wonderful guest, host.
Thank you so much. You're wonderful. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Oh my gosh, this is great. All right, so it's just me. I'm wondering what happens when my computer, but we got a little music. We've got 1 hour to go. This is going to be fun. I had Tim here. I had Darren here. He got to share and hear about his storytelling and how we can help others learn their stories, sharing their stories, honoring their stories. So it's been great. Got to sing a little tune for us, bringing it over from across the pond. I love it. Let me see. I don't know the name of the song. I wish I could. And he just left some amazing chunks of support, right? About sharing your scars and not your scabs, and really how it takes time for all of us to be ready. And when people are ready, they're ready to share. So, all right. Let's not forget why we're here. We are here to raise money, raise awareness for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Beating cancer is in our blood. We're here to really push this campaign for donations. So you can donate at this link, donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. It's a link where the money's being saved that will go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society to really help with treatment, to help with research for blood cancers. And that includes other blood cancers like myeloma and Hodgkin's. I got to look it up. So there's also the other website, which is a little bit of a longer link. But, you know, I keep saying go to the donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. That's really where you can get some information and this link. And every dollar counts. We really want to be here to save lives. We are going to be running this campaign. It's open for 10 weeks until May 18th, where there's going to be a big celebration as a closing ceremony. We're here to really, for Team Tim, so give me a hashtag Team Tim, as we're here to, he's representing Man of the Year for his Northeast Pennsylvania. I want to make sure I said it right. Northeast Pennsylvania area. So we're just here to support him. And it's really great that we can be here to continue to help other families and others going through these difficult times that need as much support as possible right now. Please, if you've been affected by cancer, just share a little bit in the comments with me. I'd love to pull up your comment and see how really, you know, this is not just a one-person story or two-person story, but really it affects so many of us. So it's really amazing that we can be here to show our support. I think we're made it to the 18th hour. I'm pretty excited about this. Let me get my notes up. 18th hour. We're going to be here. I'm going to be here till 12 Eastern time. It's 11 o'clock Eastern time. So wherever you're checking in from, thank you again for the support. Thank you for hanging out with me and really, you know, just kind of being here for us for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. If you're here, share. Please at least try to share the link. Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, wherever channel you're tuning in from, share it from that platform. It's really important. We want to remind people that we are here for Open Your Hearts and Wallet for blood cancers. We're doing this 24-hour kickoff of live streaming to really set the tone and the mission and the purpose of why we're here. We want to get to $50,000. I want to get there. I want to be part of that, where we're at the end and we said our team raised it. There is a bunch of streamers. I think there's 13 of us, 14 of us. We're all donating our time, donating our skills, creating provos and art and getting our stuff together, runs of shows, really getting our stuff together so we can do this for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And really, again, to bring awareness and take action, take a little bit of action. It just takes a donation of $1. It takes a donation of $5, whatever you can, or just hitting the share button. That's free. It might reach out to someone that is dealing with leukemia or lymphoma or a blood cancer or a relative of or a support. And they might be able to reach out to that organization, and these dollars can help them. So it's amazing what we can do if we come together as a community, if we come together as and work together and use our resources and everything we've got to really try to save lives, try to do what we can to continue to help those that are going through so much. We hear these stories constantly. I talk about it on my show, these powerful stories that we're sharing, whether it's, leukemia or lymphoma or some other kind of cancer. But still, there's just so much that support that they need and those families. So, it might be your coworker that has to go and is taking care of a family member or has this in their hearts and in their minds when they're working, and they're managing silently. They're trying to get through it privately. And so we want to just create the space. We want to create awareness that there are agencies, there are individuals here. And it doesn't take much today if you can just donate, or if you can save the link of how to donate. We love that. I'm going to share this again with you for donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. That's where we're getting all the donations to go to. We can also mail a check to Tim's house. Now I got to figure out where that's going to be. I know I had it here. And it's going to be going to his home address. So I'll get that. But goal is $50,000 in 10 weeks. The more we can get this kick started off with, then the better off we'll be to really get to that ultimate end goal that is just, we know, can really help lives and can change lives. So that's why we're here. It really takes a village to put this together, this campaign. And special thanks to Pamela. I've seen Pamela. She's really kind of the representative here. That's kind of through the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. That's kind of been guiding us and providing information for this event and this 10-week philanthropic competition where we're supporting blood cancer research. We're motivated. We're so dedicated. Across the United States, and we really want to raise these funds and for our team. So support our team for our candidate, Man of the Year, Tim Sohn. I should probably figure this out. Mark, what's up, my friend? Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for supporting and popping through, saying hello as we're here, we're gathered. I know you're going to be coming up. Drop your information. I know you've got some great entertainment coming in to on your session, on your live, and I will definitely be there to support you, my friend. It's just been an incredible 17 hours, and we are going to continue. It ends today at 6:00. So at 6:00 p.m. today, we're going to be having our closing celebration, our final. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to go over just all the streamers, we're going to get together. We're going to give Tim a big old thank you. And we appreciate all the stories, all those affected that are coming on. There's just so many. I think the more that we talk about this, then the more you realize how many more are affected and how much more the work has to be done. But, you know, maybe there's someone right now that's in silence, holding this information in, and they need that support. They may need that financial support to get treatment, to get medications, for transportation. And every dollar counts. We're going to keep saying it. Every dollar counts. Every $1, $10, $15, $20. It doesn't matter. $100. It really counts, and it really matters to these families. It's really important that we continue to share while we're here in this mission for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And beating cancer is in our blood. We want to raise money for research. We want to raise money for educating on those nurses and doctors that take care of our friends, our families, our little ones, our older ones, our parents, our besties that get that diagnosis and have to, you know, endure this journey. So, my goodness, it's amazing how we're really coming together for these 24 hours to really raise awareness. And again, please donate. We are here to donate to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society through our donation link for that represents our team, perspectivesoncancer.com, through the lls.org. There's another link that has a much longer whatever that is called, but you know, donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. Really easy to remember. Hopefully you can just say it into your phone and it'll take you to the page. So there's multiple ways. If anyone needs any assistance with donations, you know, reach out. And also, you know, again, if you can't donate, and that's okay, please share, because we want to raise awareness. We want to bring light to these stories and show as much support and as much love and open our hearts to this mission, this cause. But all right, friends, I've made it. It's to the 115 mark, 116 mark. This is when we're going to change gears because we've got the amazing guest that I had been talking about a little bit here and there, sprinkling her information throughout my last hour and 15 minutes. I'm excited that we've made it this far, and we're going to continue to have these conversations for another couple more hours to continue to raise awareness. But let's start transitioning. Let's get ready to go. This is going to be fun. I've got amazing mama. She's coming out to share her story about her little one and what she's been through. And, you know, we get to honor her story. So this is really it's time to change pace a little bit, and we get to listen and open our hearts. So let me go ahead and get everything set up here. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to leave the chat open. Chat, please. If you're here, check in with us. Say hello. Let's welcome our amazing guest. I am so excited, Susanna. I hope you're ready, girl. Come on out, girl.
Hi.
Oh, I am so excited you have made it. Yes. Let me show you a little. So I made this little photo. It's going to come over our faces right here. And this is what I put up of you. And adorable little peanut.
Thank you.
And you shared some photos with me, so we're going to be pulling up those photos. And as you're sharing your story, I'll pull up those photos just like that, kind of over us.
Thank you.
Welcome, Susanna.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to share my story.
Yes. I don't even know, but it's really important that, you know, we're here and to meet you and hear about everything you've been through with your little guy. So tell us about your little one. Introduce us.
So my son he just turned 5 in December. And it's just been a journey. I'll get into that in a minute. But basically, our lives changed about 3 years ago. And, he's just this rambunctious little toddler running around everywhere, just your typical little boy. And we just noticed, when he was around family members or like friends, or we'd take him to like a little mini play area and everything's miniature. And he would get a fever and he would just have flu symptoms, and it's just too often. It was more often than not. So it was like, we'd take him to the doctors and, hey, he has this flu, and it's just a flu. It's just, he's just not, feeling well. And, but it was getting more often. So we were getting concerned. We also started seeing like bruises on his legs and, took him to the doctor. Hey, what are these bruises? And she said, he's just, he's wild. He's just running into stuff, and which he did, but it just seemed out of the ordinary. And, then we saw a bruise like on the back of his, like diaper area, like in the, like his back area, lower back. And, so we're like, well, that's weird. He didn't hit his back, and so, it was just a lot of things that were just compiling. And finally, what forced us to get more answers was a lump on the back of his leg.
Wow.
And, I sent pictures to my mom, like, is this normal? Like, I have 2 other children. I have 2 older girls, and I don't, they don't have lumps or anything like that. So took him to the doctor. Doctor said, it's just fatty tissue, nothing to worry about. And I said, well, he has bruises all over his legs. He has, they had an answer for everything. And finally I said, I want more answers. There's a lump. You're saying I want another doctor's opinion.
Absolutely.
And, you just kind of have to be insistent or persistent. And, you just say, hey, my son has all these things. He gets a fever. He even had to have an IV. This is a few months before the lump, but he had to be hydrated with an IV just because he had a flu-like symptoms. They said, he needs to be hydrated. They should have checked his blood at that time, but they never did. They just said, he's dehydrated. So
like a random blood test? No random blood test that would have identified something, some clues for further testing. Okay.
Right. So that's when I said, we need more answers. So she said, okay, I agree with you. Let's go do his labs. So we took him to the lab and they drew his blood, and she said, no news is good news. So if you don't hear from me, we're good. And, so I'm just praying for it to be nothing, and got home, and, he's just playing with his sisters and hanging out and just trying to be normal. And we got a call from his doctor, and she said, his white blood cells are really low and you need to pack a bag for the hospital. You need to go by ambulance, rush over as soon as you can. So, it's just
wow, that call changed. That was the call that changed our lives.
Everything. And like I just remember, like my daughter just crying, like he's fine, like he's normal. Like what's like they
didn't understand.
Like he's fine. Because he did seem fine. He seemed like just your normal kid, like they just wanted to play. And so it's just like, hey, we just need answers, so we just got to do what we got to do. And we rushed to the doctors, went by ambulance to the hospital in Los Angeles. And we stayed there for...
Let's pull up a picture. Let me see if we have a picture here. One of the pictures you sent. Yeah. Let's see. I have a few. So let's see. Which one...
There's one, he's like in the hospital bed, and he's like,
let's see, maybe this one?
That one was towards the end.
That one was towards the end.
Yeah.
Oh, the little one. Oh,
yeah.
So cute.
Yeah, that was like last year, actually, less than a year ago.
Wow. Little champion. Look at him.
Yeah. That one was the first day he was diagnosed. Actually, that was like the 3rd day we were in the hospital. But yeah, he looked completely different.
Had his hair, playing, laughing, smiling. Now you knew that there was something off, the fevers, the bump. But he doesn't know any better. The siblings don't know any better. And mom is like, now you've got this news. And
right.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's crazy because you see the commercials, right? You see the St. Jude and you're just like, oh, that would never be me. Right. And that's crazy. It's like anything could be you. You never know when something's going to happen. And I feel like there just needs to be more awareness. Like, hey, if that could happen to my cousin or my sister, or, like people need to realize it's not a death sentence. These kids, they survive and they're so resilient. They're more resilient, I think, than adults because all they want to do is play, have fun, get on with their life and just enjoy it. And I feel like maybe adults stress out more and they just get in their head and the diagnosis just kind of kills them sometimes, or, it stresses them out more than children because children just want to play and,
so
fun.
true.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my gosh. So I can only imagine the journey that started in that point and the routine medical treatments, and how it just, in that moment, there was no going back to anything the way it was, right?
Not at all.
No, you didn't really mention working at the time, but if you were working, at that moment, you're not working. You are with your child every single minute that you can be.
Right.
So talk a little bit about your experiences in the hospitals and the medical stuff that you've been through with him at such a tender young age. And I do want to just put a call to action that we're here for beating cancers in our blood. The money that is donated to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society would have, helped doctors have better education, better research, better treatment options that can help save lives and create healing, quicker healing. So, we want to get rid of cancer as much as you can, and all that money counts. So it's really important.
So important.
So tell us about your experiences with the medical experiences and the doctors and the sort of treatments that, that parents have to often go through. Just some similarities. It doesn't have to be really deeply personal, but a mom of your age, a mom with a child of your age and what that's through. And you said you had older children and really the family dynamics that you went through. So tell us a little bit about this family dynamics and experiences.
So when I had Levi, my oldest was 12 and my middle daughter was 8. So they're older. So my oldest now is 17, my middle is 13, and then Levi's 5. So, they're much older and they're really helpful. It's really nice to have older daughters. When we had a pack, it was like, girls, go get, and they're just like, what can we do? How can we help? And they're like, all right, go get his clothes. I'll get my clothes. Go get snacks. Go get toys. Go get whatever you think we'll need in the hospital. Because we had no clue, right? And so, it's just, that was our dynamic. I was married at the time and I wasn't always. I was a single mom since I was 19 and I did get married, 6 years ago or something like that. Before I had my son, about a year before my son. And so before that, I did work for the state of California. I worked at a prison. And it's funny, you mentioned like how the medical and all of that. My first job at the prison was working for the chief nursing executive and the director of nurses. So I actually I did the scheduling for all the nurses. I worked with a lot of medical day in, day out. And so I learned a lot. And they a lot of times encouraged me to go become a nurse. And I said, no, that is not my calling. No, thank you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do needles. I don't want to do IV, nothing. None of it made me, no, I did not want to do it. So I said, no, thank you. Well, after I had my son, I went on maternity leave and then I didn't have to go back. So I was a stay-at-home mom and I was really excited to do that because with being a single mom, I was unable to go to my children's activities or go to mass or go, to their functions at school. And I was really involved as on the parent board since my first daughter was in preschool. And so I already did like the big events and stuff like that. And I helped out, but I felt like, I really wanted to get in the classroom. I really wanted to like help out more and volunteer. And I just, then I had a baby and it was like, okay, now I have to take this baby with me everywhere. But he was like so excited all the time. And like, he has so much energy. And so I just really couldn't do all of the things that I wanted to do. And so I'm like, okay, when he's 2, okay, when he's 3, I'll be able to have more freedom and go and do all of that. Well,
I remember those thoughts.
Right? You're like, oh, when they get a little bit older, I'll be able to like enjoy this or enjoy that. But to be honest, I just try to make the most out of every situation. Like in the summers, all the kids and I we'd have activities set up, and we'd do Water Wednesday and Fun Friday, and we'd go places. And so I'm really grateful that I did all of that, because looking back, it was like Levi experienced so much before he was even diagnosed that I didn't have any regrets, I should have he went on a cruise. He went, like we went to Disneyland. We went, he didn't go to Disneyland, but downtown Disney and Universal. We had season passes, So that was our dynamic. Just basically I was a single mom because dad was working all the time. So, just keeping them busy. So moving forward, I worked for a nursing department, but then I had moved up to accounting, and then I stopped working, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll go back when he's a little bit bigger, but I really didn't have to, thank God. So when Levi was diagnosed, he was 2.5, and it was in July.
Wow.
And sorry.
Itty bitty, 2.5.
Tiny, right? Just a little toddler. And so, I never wanted to be a medical assistant or nurse or anything like that, but I ended up becoming that way, And so, as a mom with a child with these special needs, it's just you're there, right? When the nurses do the IVs, you're there, they even sent us home and we had to de-access his port. We had to flush his tubes every other day. We had to, administer all his medications. And there were 15 to 20 per day per day when he was first diagnosed. In that picture you showed, that was 13 each time. So it was like 3 times a day he had 13 medications. So those tubes he was holding up, those were all medications, and the IVs. That he had 2 lumens in his side, so they could do double like hydration and chemo. And so it's like,
there we go.
There you go.
Wow.
So that was, those were his medications, and he was just so proud that he had taken all of them. And so
fighter.
He truly is.
With a smile. Look at that smile. Just kids, like you said, resilience.
They are.
And they just, they have such an innocence to them, right? So the way that they look at the world still, it just gives you so much hope as a mother, from coming from the one that is really going through it, and their body is, we've all heard about how the treatment affects the body. If it's not the cancer, it's the medications, the treatments and then the side effects from the treatments. So it just is ongoing.
Yes.
So there's that sweet pea, that little peanut. All right, I'm going to take a break. We're going to go ahead and call to action on donating now and why it's so important, why we're here sharing these stories, really to beat cancer. We want to raise as much money as we can for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society that could help anyone, just like Susanna and Levi and the siblings, the family as a whole unit, going through that as a whole unit, and really how it impacts. So every dollar counts. Every dollar, $5, $10. I love saying that. $100 doesn't matter. You can donate $1,000. We've got a big goal here, but I know we can achieve it. And listen, can you just tell us just go ahead and give us a taste of how expensive medications can be, to see that the power of $1, $100 really really supports, really helps. I mean, when we were talking on the phone, you talked about transportation, even parking at a hospital.
Yes. Just
we all complain about that. We all complain about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just, we were in the hospital before his bone marrow transplant. We had to be admitted into the hospital twice. So initially we were there for a week. It was like $150 just to get my car out. And just, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, and then, you go home with 25 medications. Some of them are $100, and, we had good medical. So to have to pay that much for one bottle that's going to last you a couple weeks, it was just, oh my gosh, I don't know how other families do it. And truly, it's just scary.
Sounds terrifying.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
And on top of the money, okay, you are in a state of grief. It's like a death, basically. You were just given like a death sentence, and that's how you feel, even though it's not. And so you're debilitated. You cannot work. You can't even think past the next second of what I'm going to do. You think you're going to lose your child. These are just, you don't know how to tell your other children. You don't know how to tell your family. You don't, without breaking down. And it's like, I recommend that if people are in this situation, that they designate at least one person to tell everyone else, because it gets really difficult when you're having to call every single person that you love and let them know what happened, and you keep crying about the same thing over and over and over, and it's exhausting. And so to designate one family member, hey mom, this is what's going on, please tell everyone that same story. So at least you're not having to cry again and again and again, because it's just, it really beats you down. But
wow, I love that. That is awesome. Designate one person to help getting that information out, so you don't have to, because I assume that trauma just caught you, and resharing it and yes. I mean, every time you say,
you relive it every single time that you have a conversation with the next person, and and you're getting it out, but at the same time, you're not getting answers. You're not getting really help. You're not getting anything. They're just like, they're there for you, which is amazing. But you just don't want to keep repeating the same message, or just do a group text, to everyone. And so they don't have to, you don't have to retell the same story. But going back to being just in grief, you cannot work. So my son's dad, he was a workaholic, and he loved work. And so for him not to be able to work for 2 months, that is mind blowing. So I can only imagine someone who is not a workaholic and doesn't really like their job and all of that, it's debilitating, and it's just unimaginable. And you just want to be next to your child, holding their hand and getting them through this every minute. And, so it's just really difficult. And so giving a donation or helping, for gas money or whatever, the association or society could do is so helpful. And
yeah. So let's talk about support, because you kind of touched on your mom. And we didn't really talk about your mom in the in our phone conversation, but I do want to talk about support systems and how important support systems, whether it's a parent, a best friend you may have had, someone that you could talk to, having that person. And then outside organizations, it's so hard. You don't want to put all that on one person. I can only imagine how hard it is to have to deal with it alone. We've already talked about having to deal with this alone, but finding an organization that can really support you and give you the resources you need throughout, like the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So to be transparent, you did not receive any assistance through the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I don't know if you knew about them, but could you
actually? Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Actually, when my son was first admitted, he relapsed after he was in maintenance. Maintenance is when kids normally go back to school and they're able to be normal. And that's about 9-10 months into treatment, depending on how well they do. And so about 7 months into it, he had symptoms again where he was lethargic, and, and so he relapsed, and they found blasts of leukemia again in his blood. So he had to have a bone marrow transplant. And so
that's one thing that's not normal, right? That
No.
in itself, a bone marrow that's one type of a very aggressive treatment. I mean,
right. It's like last
option.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, I think there probably are other options, but
for you,
it's one of the last options
for you. Yeah. So this is really to say how aggressive this leukemia was, what you really were going through, and all the different treatments that you were put through.
Right.
You know.
And so back to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. When we were first admitted into the for the bone marrow transplant into the City of Hope, there was like a little plastic jar of goodies for him, and it had like a beanie, and it had like a coloring book, some crayons. He actually still has it, and he puts all kinds of stuff in it. So like he actually was just coloring in it a couple days ago. So, and then I saw it said LLS, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that, I didn't know anything about it. And so looking back, I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that I'm able to speak on his, about his story or his journey. And because it's just, they did help, they gave him a little like happiness when he was first admitted into City of Hope. And I love that, it's like really nice. But as far as support, emotionally, my family has always been there for me. So I'm very fortunate. My parents, my brother, his wife, they helped take care of my girls while we were in the hospital, because that's another thing.
Wow.
If you have other children, you have to take care of them, and so what are you going to do? You have to lean on your family or your friends or, support. They have to watch your children while you're in the hospital. And if there's, several types of leukemia, but if your child has AML, you're in the hospital for a month at a time, and then you go home for a week, and then another month, you go home for a week. Fortunately, we were there for 1 week, and then he got to go home. And then we just went to the clinic 2-3 times a week, depending on if he needed a blood transfusion or IVs or platelets or, anything like that. So we really had to rely on my family and friends for support emotionally, physically, because I had to take care of my daughters. And, personally, I'm so fortunate. I have a Mexican background, so I have a lot of cousins. That's
I love that.
And I love my cousins. They're amazing. And so they reached out and sent money and it's like really helped, because I was able to pay that parking, $150. And I was able to go and get stuff from, just like all the medications that we had to buy. I was able to use that money towards that. And I don't think people realize like how much it actually costs. And then if you did need to pay for extra daycare or something for your other children, so it gets really expensive. And to have that emotional support is very important. But on top of that, if I just might add, the doctor, when he was initially diagnosed, the oncologist when he diagnosed Levi with leukemia, he said, you're going to go home. If he does well with these chemos, the first sets, you'll go home Monday and you'll come back to the clinic, and there you will find other families that are going through exactly the same thing you are, and that will be your support group. And I took that and ran with it. When I went to the clinic, I talked to any mom I could that had a little one, that had the similar diagnosis as my son. And I'm a chatty Cathy. So I talked to any mom I could and asked all the questions I could. And that became my support group. I got numbers. Hey, like, let's share information. So we had that little support group.
Great. See, support is so important. Oh my goodness. Great. Thank you so much for hanging out and sharing this story, Susanna. It's really important that, we're here talking about this to really highlight stories like these and how it's just so many that are going through this. And just so you're not alone, and that there's resources out there to help families like you. And I know that I think that you can still, if you can always go to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society now. Really want to encourage that as a resource for you and your family. So, hey, it really does help and change lives. Just Every dollar counts. That's why we're here. We're going to continue to say it. We want to open our hearts, open our wallets to help these families that are trying their best to get through these diagnoses. So your son's cancer free right now, considered cancer free or no? Yes. And we want to keep it that way. You know, the research can help him stay cancer free. So they keep doing research, the doctors, the nurses, the specialists, all those that need that training, that researchers, scientists, organizations.
There's a lot of trial. They do trial studies. In fact, I met a father and his son. And okay, so boys, when they have leukemia, they have to do 3 years. Girls, they only have to do 2.5 of treatment and chemos and all of that. And I met a family and they said, well, we're only doing 2. And I said, you have a little boy? Same diagnosis as my son. What's going on? I even called my doctor. Hey, what's going on? How come he gets 2? It's like a prison sentence, right? Like, how come he gets 2 years and I have to do 3, you know? And so I was trying to get answers and he was on a trial. And so thank God for those. Thank God for all the research that they're doing, because without these trials, they don't know what is the best treatment for, you know? And it has advanced so much, and I'm so grateful for the advancement, because without these kinds of societies and the research, my son probably would not be alive. So I'm so grateful for that.
Wow. I mean, there you go. There you go. You've seen it. You've experienced it. You are one of those definite stories. And you didn't do it with the support of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So, you know, wow, you are such a mom. And you know, this changes the rest of your life. I think this changes your perspective now for the rest of your life. And I know you're doing some good things that have pushed you with a book that you created that really inspired by you and your story and your son's story to help other kids going through this. Now we're going to talk about that. I'd love to have you on my show. I would love to get to talk about all this again and really share your specific story, that book that you are working on for your to inspire others. And you never know, that book might end up with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society as one of those books.
I would love that.
Is on a hospital bed, waiting for some.
If I may speak about it, basically we didn't have. I mean, we had, so there's child life specialists there as well. In fact, I was just mentioning this. My son was diagnosed July 22nd. 2019. So this is before COVID, all of the craziness, right? And so, but a few days later, the nurses came in and dressed up in Christmas outfits and came in with presents, and they had Christmas in July. So for the last few years, we've been doing Christmas in July. And so like to just remember, not remember, but celebrate that he's cancer free. And but It's just things like that. And that's the child life specialist that should be in every hospital, and they really help, and they'll be there to help tell your children or tell your family, or but more than that, I created this book because I think there's a lot of misconceptions about, the kid's going to be in the hospital for so long and they're not going to come home. But that's with Levi, that was not the case. We were able to come home in 1 week. So I mentioned that in the book. And just like he's able to go home with his sisters, he's able to, he lost his hair, but guess what? It's going to come back. And just the positivity of it all. And so I just want kids to be able to read this book and say, if Levi did it, I can too.
That's right. I love it. Okay. I'm having computer issues, so I'm going to jump out for a second. You're going to hang out here for like 30 seconds and let me see, because I want to pull up some more pictures and it's not letting me, but you're going to be alone for a minute. All right, friends, take care of her. Take care of her. She's my pseudo co-host right now. All right. We're going to keep, because I only got like 10 minutes left, I think, of the stream, and we're going to close up shop. But Susanna, you're definitely coming back on my show. We're going to keep talking about this. So give me a second. Take it away,
No
girl.
problem. Well, actually, I just wanted to mention like this support that as moms, I was able to go into the clinic and talk to other moms. And so I felt like I had support, or we all just kind of talked to each other. And I feel like there wasn't a group like that supported like just moms. And so I developed a group, a Facebook group that's private, but you can message me if you'd like to be a part of it. A Facebook group just for moms so that we can support each other. And all of the kids have, you know, they all have different types of cancers, mutation, or different types of leukemia, not all cancer, but just because I just want them to help each other and to be there. I don't have all the answers, and my son did not go through all of the different types of, he didn't have Philadelphia. He didn't have the mutations that other people may have. He didn't have AML. He had ALL. So I invited a lot of moms who their children had leukemia, even if their children are grown. I just messaged a lady yesterday and she said, my son's already 28, you know, and I said, you've been through it and you're a survivor. And I want these moms to see there is hope. Her son is 28 and he was 9 when he was diagnosed. So I invited her to my group because I want them to have hope. I want them to have support. You know, I had a lady I had known through the family. Her daughter was diagnosed with leukemia many, many, many years ago. She was like one of the first children to have a bone marrow transplant in City of Hope in LA. And in fact, one of the nurses remembered her. But you know, I asked her, hey, my son has this really, really bad chemo butt rash. And what do you do? Did you have this? And she said, oh yeah, use this, you know, compact medication. The pharmacist will make it. Well, how would I know that? The doctors never said anything about a compound. And so they make a cream, special cream for you. And I used that and it went away, but it was the worst rash that you would ever imagine. So anyways, just reaching out to other moms and other people who are going through this is, you know, it's helpful. It gives you hope. It's like, hey, they're doing it. I could do it too. You know, it's a struggle every moment, but when you have support and other people you can talk to, it makes it that much easier. You're not alone.
Absolutely. And that's part of the message why we're here. All right. Wow. Let me make sure I have another cute picture here. Look at that picture. Look at that smile. Every picture I think you sat, he is just smiling.
Yeah. And that is just like last week.
This way. Oh, okay.
On my Instagram, he was playing doctor and he was taking my heartbeat and it sounded really funny. So if you want to hear that, you can go on my Instagram. But yes, he's just full of life and he's just happy as can be. And thank God for that, because I truly believe it saved his life. Just his positivity and his love for just having a good time. And he's so strong. He's always showing off his muscles.
Yeah, I love that. Did I show this one? I think I put this. Look at those donuts. Peace. I love it.
So that shirt is. I have that picture because that shirt is a zipper shirt, and I recommend it to all the moms because when they have a port, when I went into the clinic, there's a little boy with his shirt off, and he's getting treatment, and I'm like, why does he have his shirt off? It's kind of chilly in here, you know? Mm-hmm. And they said, well, he needs a shirt with a button or something to get port access. And, you know, and so I said, well, what else is there? So I looked and, you know, this lady sells zipper shirts. And I thought this is the best thing because then you just unzip it and all the nurses are just like, this is amazing. I wish, you know, and I feel
love
like
those kinds of clothing. Yeah. Clothing that it's really made for individuals that need alternative pieces of clothing.
And they make them for adults as well. And so it's just really helpful so that like you don't feel naked and, you know, and you just unzip it for your port access. And,
you know, facilities are cold. We all know that these are cold facilities. So it's important to stay comfortable. And so, yeah, I love that. Cute. Okay.
The donuts were a reward because he had just had, you know, I mean, it's every time he got port access, it's like getting a shot. But worse, like it's a slow. So it's not comfortable. It hurts really bad, even though we put numbing cream on it before. So you can imagine this child has to be stabbed in his chest once a week or twice a week, 3 times a week. And so I got him donuts because he did amazing. And I would always just do rewards. You know, you just have little toys that they could open. It's a surprise, or for their favorite candy if they took their medicine, whatever. You know, it's like you just have to have that reward system, and because they go through so much.
Yes, they do. Oh my God, what a sweet little thing. Robert, what's up? Thank you for hanging out. I'm sorry I missed a bunch of comments. My computer had frozen up a little bit. I had to jump back into the stream. But I wanted to pull up these pictures as we're closing up, just because this is how important it is and just how very real it is. And,
It is.
you know, I talked about it that, you know, somebody right now is at the hospital, or lots of people right now are at the hospital or in medical facilities receiving treatment. Loved ones are missing work to support. Somebody's getting that phone call that's going to change their life today, tomorrow. It could, you know, and he could not be cancer free. You know, we want to keep him cancer free. So those dollars help towards that research. So when Susanna has to go back to the doctor, there's more options to take care of our little ones and our older ones and just our loved ones. So
yes,
so important. All right, let me see. Did I show all the pictures? I just wanted to go look at that one.
That's his other picture. But he was getting port accessed, and so they would have to hold him back, and he would have to be like, I'm like, okay, be a superhero. And that nurse next to him or in front of him, I just want to do a shout out to this man, because he is just amazing. In one of the book, one of the pages I dedicate to him, because he's so much fun. He made it like Levi was a superhero and he was the villain, and he let Levi shoot him with a syringe in his face and like beat him up with pillows. And he was just like, you know, Captain Levi, and just, he made it like so much fun. And Levi just loved going to see his favorite nurses. And so I'm so grateful for them.
Yeah, those staff, that medical staff, they support him. They support you each and every time. They can really make a day, huh? They can really make that time either a little bit easier or a little bit harder. And so take care. It's important to take care of our medical staff, show them love, show them respect. I mean, there's just so many people that are part of these systems and circles that we're constantly a part of, and we don't know who's affected and who's not. So again, we're going to keep showing support. We're here for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. I've been here about 2 hours. Oh my God. Let me see. All right, we're going to take this off. We're going to take that off. Susanna Webb, mother of Levi, leukemia survivor. He's cancer free. Thank you again for sharing your story. Thank you for being a face of, you know, you could be, again, just anyone that I know, a friend at the grocery store, or, you know, just someone that, and you just never know. So we need to be practice, donate, show kindness.
And we need to, I'm trying to create awareness of this, because so, you know, just the misconceptions, and it's like, oh, that would never happen to me. Well, it could happen to you or your family or your friends or anybody. And hey, if they know that there is support out there,
yes,
that's amazing. They need to know there is support, and for whatever they're going through, you need to just, you know that there's support out there. And I love that.
All right. Yes, there is support. Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is definitely one of the support systems out there for anyone dealing with a blood cancer. Suzanne is just one story of many. We're going to have her on my show. I can't wait.
Yes,
and we're going to get to a little bit more one-on-one. It'll be more about specifically more of your story, and it'll be a little different, but you know what? Thank you again, Susanna.
Thank you.
Anybody wants to connect with Susanna, follow her Instagram, right? Instagram, you're share your stories and your book and everything that you're going to be moving forward in this journey to continue to raise awareness and continue to help people take action, find a smile in their day and a little hope. I know the message of hope is so important.
It really is.
Yeah, the Leukemia Lymphoma provides support, resources, and all those things that we all need. So, all right,
thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, my dear, I'm going to send you to the back. I'm going to give up my last 3 minutes, close it out. I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing, but you take care. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
And it's been a joy. All right, we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, friends. Oh my gosh, we made it. Let's see, chat. This is it. We're wrapping up my last 2 minutes of my 2 hours. It's been incredible. Down to 1 minute. Started 1 minute late. We're going to close up in 1 minute. It's fine. But thank you so much, everyone. Again, please donate. We've got 10 weeks of this campaign. This is just the 24 hours that we're sharing, and we're really bringing attention and helping others take action. Every dollar counts. Every donation matters. $1, $5, $10. It's helping a family just like Susanna. It's helping families just like yours, that loved one that you may know that may be going through, a friend that you may know that may be going through something similar, and maybe in private and you just don't know. So that's just the magic. That's why we're all here, friends. This is why we're all here, is to really, again, do what we can, share what we can. I can give time. I can give, some contributions of content and really getting the message out. And if you can donate $1, I think we're all doing our part and we're all taking action. It's been absolutely incredible. Such a joy to be part of this 24-hour team stream. And I know I'll be back later on today around 5:30, 6 o'clock for the grand finale coming up. Next up, I think it's Jenny Gold's channel. I think. So if you ever wants to go hop on to Jenny Gold, find her, Google her, search her in your Facebook or your LinkedIn. She should be over there and going live any minute now. I'm just so happy and honored again to advocate for this donations, charity work for leukemia and lymphoma, and be part of the next 10 weeks reaching our goal of $50,000. Again, thank you so much, friends. Thank you for hanging out with me as we talk about this, share these stories, and really give and take action and to help and bring awareness to beating blood cancer, finding research, and support for others. So, friends, thank you. Hope everyone had a good time. Thank you for the support. And I guess we'll see you next time. Yes. All right. Guess we're going to get ready to end the stream. No comments in the chat. The donation link right there. One last time, donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. That's where you can donate for the next 10 weeks. Just don't forget, we're on a mission, and we're here. We're here to help Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and bring awareness. Tim, candidate of Man of the Year, thank you again for pulling this off, putting this together, and letting us support you and support others just like you. All right, friends, I'm closing down the stream. Thank you. Good night. Good day. Have a great one. And thanks again for showing support.